How to create a catalog inside PractiCAD. PractiCAD allows you to make a catalog of any entity we offer. Anything from fittings to dampers to ductwork to flex to grills, all entities. To create a new catalog, we must first go into the library icon on the AutoCAD ribbon. In this tutorial, we're going to create catalogs using ductwork. We're going to go into ductwork on the left, and we're going to open up our single wall round elbows. We're going to choose a round elbow gauge 7. Here you can see the preview of the fitting that we're currently using, but notice that there are no parameters. The reason why is we haven't created a catalog or a single item out of that yet. You will see here in round elbow 5, we've got catalogs created, so therefore we can see the properties. Let's go back to round elbow gauge 7, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say create a new catalog. We're going to call this MP for medium pressure elbows. Now, one thing I want to mention is that it's important to continue to use a consistent format of capital letters or uppercase and lowercase, something you use all the time so you can recognize it later. Reports, search functions, and selection automatics in PractiCAD are case sensitive, so I tried to keep it consistent. Therefore, for all my catalogs, I'm going to use capital letters with an S, and then under my items, I'm going to use the standard format. I'm going to create a new item here, and then I'm going to just basically put in 4-inch MP and elbows. And we're going to make multiple items. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy, using Control-C or a copy command, all of the stuff I want to use again for the other items. So we're going to click on MP elbows. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say, let's put in 4-inch and 4-inch, and we're going to leave the radius factor 150. We're going to say that the connector in will be raw and the connector out raw. Once I've got everything that I want, I can click on the 4-inch medium pressure elbows, and I can click on the create a new item. And what that will do is actually make a copy of the original. So here what I can do is type in 6-inch and then paste MP elbows, and I'm going to go 6-inch and 6-inch. Then I'm going to hit the checkbox again. We're going to do 8 inches, and we're just going to work off of 3 items in this particular catalog. Now we're going to duplicate the same thing by coming here and clicking on the checkbox again. Here we're going to create a new catalog called clamshells. Now we're going to create a couple new entities, and we're going to call them 4-inch CS. And here we're going to type in 4 and 4. Then we'll use the radius factor 1. And we're going to then go 6-inch CS, 6 and 6, and then we're going to do 8-inch CS, and 8 and 8. Now we've got 2 catalogs with 2 different catalog names with 3 items each. Now we have to put them into our bins. Before I do that, I'm actually going to hit the save key on the left. PractiCAD will not let you exit out of the library window without saving. However, it's good practice to click on the save key whenever it's available. There are 3 basic choices we have here. We can either bring in an individual item, one particular catalog, or all the catalogs grouped under one icon. For example, I am now going to click on the 8-inch clamshell, and I'm going to drag. I'm holding down the left mouse button, and I'm going to drag it and drop it into open space. PractiCAD is going to create not only a new bin for us, but it's going to represent this item with a little red icon. That is your individual one custom PractiCAD entity. It's a custom item. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the clamshells, and I'm actually going to drag this word, it turns into an icon of an elbow, and put that in my fitting bin. That actually represents an entire catalog. You can see that it's called clamshells when I put my mouse over it. That's represented with the blue icon. And the last thing we have is if we click on the word all catalogs and drag that into the bin, that is going to represent all of the different catalogs. Notice when all catalogs is highlighted, right here PractiCAD lists all 6 entities. This is how we're going to see it in the drop-down menu. Keep this in mind when you're combining catalogs. Pay attention to what you name each catalog. Had we not named it CS and MP elbows, all we would see here is the numeral 4-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch. and then it would repeat it. So we actually wouldn't know which one was an MP elbow and which one's a clamshell. So it's good to put the name here as well. Notice that this is the property name, and these are the property catalogs. We're going to come back to that. Now what we're going to do is exit out of the library. Notice that when we go to grab a custom fitting, it's one fitting, that the parameters have already been chosen in our cataloging mechanism. Therefore, PractiCAD just takes that fitting and brings it right out to the crosshairs. Now we are capable of controlling all of the properties here, so we can make adjustments if we'd like. We're now going to place this one on the drawing. If I decide that I come here and I want to grab a clamshell catalog with the blue icon, I can click on this and you will see that a catalog window will open up. Here I'm going to get a drop down menu with three choices: the 4-inch, 6-inch, or 8-inch clamshell. Here I'm going to choose the 6-inch and I'm going to click place. I can now place this on the drawing as well. The last thing we're going to do is grab the green icon. If I click here, you can see obviously I've got all 6 choices: medium pressure and clamshells. I select the one that I want and I can place it on the drawing. This is very helpful combining catalogs when you get into long lists like the VAV boxes, which there are separate tutorials on. Here you can see that the customer has already designed multiple VAV types, all listed under one icon. This makes it a lot easier and saves your workspace. This concludes the tutorial on creating catalogs.